Hi guys, and welcome to our weekly Bible lesson. This week we are talking about Matthew 23, 1 through 12. So that is this one right here. And it's entitled, Be Humble. So I'm going to read it for you and then we'll talk. Okay, so Matthew 23, 1 through 12. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, the scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. Therefore, do whatever they teach you and follow it. But do not do as they do, for they do not practice what they teach. They tie up heavy burdens, hard to bear, and lay them on the shoulders of others. But they themselves are unwilling to lift a finger to move them. They do all their deeds to be seen by others, for they make their phylacteries broad and their fringes long. They love to have the place of honor at banquets and the best seats in the synagogues, and to be greeted with respect in the marketplace, and to have people call them rabbi. But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all students. And call no one your father on earth, for you have one Father, the one in heaven. Nor are you to be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Messiah. The greatest among you will be your servant. And all who exalt themselves will be humbled, and all who humble themselves will be exalted. So what does this mean? There's a lot of big words in that reading, so some of them I don't even know what they mean myself. But what I get from this story that Jesus is saying is that the Pharisees, even though they are religious leaders and kind of know what Moses has taught, and they are supposed to be the ones that understand the teachings so far, Jesus is saying, listen to them because they do know some things. They are learned in following Moses' teachings, but do not do as they do. And the reason he says that is because the Pharisees have turned their knowledge and their power into using it to better themselves. So they get the best seats and they have the most respect and they are the ones that are dressed the finest and they get all the accolades. And Jesus is saying that is not what following God is about. God is not about accolades. God is the only God. He's your Father in heaven. So we are all just children. We are like little children who are supposed to be following what God wants us to do and being good people to each other and following the 10 Commandments. But we do not deserve any accolades for that because that is our job. That is what we're supposed to do. And so it's an interesting little way of thinking about being humble. Being humble means being someone that probably could deserve credit for things, but yet you don't expect the credit. It's kind of like, when you give a gift to someone, and it's the idea of giving the gift is the great thing, not actually getting like the thank you. I mean, it's nice to be said thank you for something, but it's not why you give the gift. You're not, like, for example, if you do something nice for someone, like say you do a job for your mom that needs to be done, like you do the dishes. That's great. That's an amazing little gift that you gave to your mom to help her. But you're not doing that just so that you can get a pat on the back or an extra cookie, right? You're doing that to make your mom happy. You're being humble about it, and you're trying to show that you love someone by doing something nice, but you're not expecting anything in return. And so being humble in the world is kind of like that. Being good, doing the right things, giving of yourself, but not expecting anything in return, not expecting to get the big praise or the honor of doing, oh, you're the most amazing person in the world. No, that's not why you do it. You do it because you're supposed to, because God told you to, or God has instructed you to be good and to do good things. So that is what Jesus is saying. He's saying that the very humble, the people who do things because it's the right thing to do and not for the accolades, they're the ones that will be first in God's kingdom. So I'm going to challenge you this week. Think about ways that you can be humble. Maybe you're really good at something. Maybe you're like the best soccer player that you know. But during the game, you decide to pass the ball to someone who maybe isn't as good, but give them a chance to score the goal. That's being humble. Or someone like maybe you're an amazing musician, but you make a piece of music because you want to share it with the world, but you don't expect everyone to say, oh, you're amazing. I mean, it's nice to hear that, but you don't do it because of that. You do it so that people can enjoy the music. So that's kind of what being humble means. And God wants us to be humble. God wants us to understand that God is God and we are not. So we are supposed to follow what God wants for us and do good things in the world, but not expect a huge reward for that. And interestingly enough, the reward comes later when we get to be with God in heaven for eternity. That's the reward. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope to see you on Wednesday night for our Bible class. See you later.